who last week faced world champion Pittsburgh. Who could smile or sneer at a time like this? Certainly not a nervous John Madden, who's lucky enough to have a snake in his pocket. And number 12, Snake Stabler, struck quickly, deadly, as the Raiders took a 7-0 lead after only 2 minutes on this pass to tight end Dave Casper. The Steelers forged ahead on this exquisite Franco Harris run and lateral to John Stallworth, who scored to make it a 14-7 Pittsburgh lead. A Terry Bradshaw pass to rookie T. Bell gave the Champs a 2-touchdown advantage in the third quarter. Again, the Snake squirmed downfield and capped the drive with a shot to Fred Biletnikoff, whose diving catch proved once again that he's one of the best. Then the action doubled as a short score by Franco left the Raiders trailing 28-14 with less than 3 minutes left. Against almost any other team, the Steelers would have been home free, but oh, those Raiders are something else. Dave Casper's juggling catch kept Oakland alive. Coolly staying in the pocket, Stabler again fired to Casper, and the Raiders trailed 28-21. With time and hope shrinking, the Raiders' Warren Bankston got a piece of Bobby Walden's punt, and Silver and Black was on the move. This, then, was the crucial play. A 4th and 10 do or die. And suddenly, Stabler was in the sights of number 75, Mean Joe Green. But the Snake is slippery. First and goal on the Steeler 2 with 1:09 to go. And what have we here but a snake slithering in the short grass to make the score 28-all. A quick interception, and Oakland was in scoring range again, where with 18 seconds left, a rookie named Fred Steinfurt got his first look at what it can mean to be a Raider. For Steinfurt, it was a hero's welcome. For the Steelers, a 31-28 stunner. A game that was not without some heated accusations and controversy. In all likelihood, these teams will be meeting down the road a piece in a more important battle. But, as they say, this one put the fat in the fire.
Have been a big part of the Raiders' tradition, along with a commitment to excellence and pride in poise. But when they opened the '76 season against the team of the '70s, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they were in trouble. Their defensive line was decimated with injuries. And from the way the game began, there was no indication that these same Raiders would go on to win their first Super Bowl 4 months later. After the Steelers mounted a 28-14 lead with 3 minutes to go, it appeared they were on a fast track to their third straight Super Bowl. The Raiders were stripped of everything, except their will to strike back. It was at about that time, with 3 minutes showing on the clock, that a snake coiled
down, he throws it
and struck.
The pass is caught by Casper.
After the blocked punt, the Raiders got the ball back with 1:47 on the clock. And after 3 straight incompletions, the snake, Ken Stabler, made a key 4th down connection.
The left side could be picked off, but it's caught by Graves between 2 men. He's over the
But Stabler's biggest contribution came one play later. The touchdown tied the score. And after the Raiders' Willie Hall intercepted Terry Bradshaw's next pass, rookie kicker Fred Steinfort came on to make his mark in his first NFL game.
The Oakland continue to live by the veritable, the terribly cliched skins of their collective teeth.
On opening day, the Pittsburgh Steelers found the Raiders long on injuries, short on excuses, primed and ready. Ken Stabler's touchdowns to Dave Casper and Fred Biletnikoff, number 25, helped earn 440 yards against the Steel Curtain. Still, Oakland trailed by 14 with only 5:35 remaining. Without standout veterans Art Toms, Horace Jones, Kelvin Corver, Marv Hubbard, and others, able coach John Madden's Raiders fought back courageously, defying adversity, time, and the Steelers. Dave Casper capped a brilliant drive with a 10-yard score. The aroused defense controlled Pittsburgh, forcing a punt that special team captain Warren Bankston blocked and number 47, Charlie Phillips, fielded. The great Oakland fans had learned to expect heroic rallies from their Raiders, for these wearers of the famed silver and black were veterans of pressure situations, at home with dramatic last-minute victories. Stabler bootlegged, tying the score at 28 with just 59 seconds left. Then Dave Rowe deflected a pass that linebacker Willie Hall intercepted, bringing on rookie place kicker Fred Steinfort. 1976 began with another remarkable chapter in the history of daring Raider comebacks. Raiders 31, Steelers 28. In Kansas City for a Monday night game, Raider special teams led the charge. Kicker Ray Guy, Neil Colsey, Terry Coons, Jack Tatum, Ted Qualick, Rick Bonas, Mike Ciani, and number 61 Herb McMath relentlessly shadowed the Chiefs. On offense, Mark Van Egan, number 30, and Pete Banasak, number 40, surged for big yardage. With overpowering protection from offensive captain Gene Upshaw and Art Shell, number 78, Stabler coolly completed 22 passes. But in the fourth quarter, Stabler was hobbled after drilling Mike Ciani with a final touchdown in a 24-21 win. Houston gets hot even indoors, but more fired up was a fierce Raider defense that burned the Oilers. Giant newcomers number 72 John Matuzak and talented rookie Charles Filliar, number 77, products of football's premier scouting operation, were overwhelming. The undefeated Oilers had not yielded a touchdown in 1976, but rookie Mike Ray, playing for Stabler, changed that with scoring passes to Cliff Branch for a 14-13 Oakland triumph.
When it comes to player comfort, the Oakland Raiders spared no expense. If a guy's hot, he can get an Oakland Raider Deluxe sideline shower at any time. Raider players are entitled to as much stickum as their socks will support. Most teams use the gooey stuff. Raider players keep it on their socks. Their opponents, the Houston Oilers, well, somewhat higher. The big news on the Oakland sideline was that Ken Stabler was stuck there the entire game. But a big day by the Raider defense kept the Oilers out of the end zone on 2 separate first and goal situations and held Houston to 13 points. In Snake Stabler's place was number 15, Mike Ray. Raider head coach John Madden must have thought he was watching a right-handed snake, For just like Stabler, Ray was cool under pressure. He hissed his passes into the middle zones much like Stabler, and when it came time for points, he did exactly what the snake would do. Two touchdown passes to number 21, Cliff Branch, were just enough to edge the Oilers 14-13. While one young quarterback had his day,
A long Raider trip to New England found the Patriots inhospitable. But one taste of defeat was all this 1976 Oakland Raider team.
last week in San Diego, the Oakland offensive line gave Kenny Stabler all the time he needed. And as a result, the league's leading receiver was able to pad his statistics. Massive tight end Dave Casper already has 32 receptions for the year, and last week Ken Stabler threw 5 touchdown passes, but 2 were called back, including this one to Casper. Later, Stabler again went to Casper for a score, when the Chargers somehow left the NFL leader entirely unattended. Ken Stabler clicked on 20 of 26 throws for 339 yards, about half of which were accumulated by former world-class sprinter Cliff Branch, number 21. Says Branch, "It doesn't matter to me how they defend against me, because I've learned that no matter what they do, zone, man-to-man, or whatever, I can beat them all." And so the AFC Western leaders broke out of their first-place tie with San Diego by winning 27-17. And now the Chargers have failed to defeat the Raiders in their last 16 tries.
Would tolerate. In San Diego, the Chargers challenged for first place. Neil Colsey's punt returns gave Oakland favorable field position. Then Ken Stabler deftly unfolded the game plan developed by head coach John Madden and skillful offensive assistants Oliver Spencer, Tom Flores, and Lou Erber. Cliff Branch scored from 74 and 41 yards out as Oakland roared back 27-17.
Denver's Mile High Stadium looked like a bowl of orange chrysanthemums last Sunday as the Broncos tried to regain their first-place tie with the Oakland Raiders. This Steve Ramsey touchdown pass to Haven Moses gave Denver a 10-0 lead, but the number 1 offensive team in the conference came back just far enough as Ken Stabler hit on 16 of 20 passes, and the Oakland Raiders won their 14th straight game in Denver, 17-10.
In Denver, punt coverage taught by special teams coach Joe Scannella and led by Bradshaw and Phillips corralled the Broncos. Van Egan powered toward his 1,000-yard season. Then Oakland's precision passing finished a successful 5-week road trip 17-10.
And to this end, it is the quarterback who must deliver. Defense. For these sprays tighten coverages and enable a quarterback to shatter a secondary deep.
To counter the aerial exploits of the quarterback, defenders look to defuse the bomb before it can explode. Thus, the sack is the best pass defense there is. Facing the rush, a quarterback can either lose his head or else hope to slip the clutches of the rush long enough to air home a completion. Who thrives despite a hard frontal assault is Oakland's Kenny Stabler. Three times last Sunday, Stabler withstood Green Bay Packer pressure long enough for touchdowns, which earned his Raiders an 18-14 victory. Utilizing the talents of receivers like Cliff Branch, number 21, Dave Casper, and Fred Biletnikoff, Stabler has carved his mark on secondaries throughout the league. However, unlike Kenny Stabler, who leads an offense with the cool and calculating precision of a veteran,
Home at last, the Raiders hosted Green Bay. A scoreless battle exploded after linebacker Phil Villapiano made a key theft. In the NFL's 57-year history, no team ever had a better pass completion percentage than these 1976 Oakland Raiders. So Ken Stabler quickly went airborne, striking for 3 scores in 9 minutes. This lightning attack included an 88-yard bolt to Cliff Branch, most feared deep receiver in football today. Then a clutch interception by number 26, Skip Thomas, preserved an 18-14 victory. Oakland now stood 6-1. When Denver invaded Raider country, Coach Madden's resourceful defensive aides Tom Doms, Don Shinnick, and Bob Zeman unleashed an awesome pass rush that sacked Bronco quarterbacks 10 times. Behind textbook blocking, Clarence Davis, number 28, went for 1 score. Then Raider Radio's Bill King described further action in the 19-6 win.
Slot left, Raiders 3rd down now, and still 6 to go. Deep bomb being thrown to Biletnikoff up the left side. Leaping catch, end zone, touchdown Raiders!
in Oakland, the Denver Broncos figured if they could control the ball long enough, they had a good chance to beat the Raiders. And up to a point, they were right, because after 3 quarters, the game was tied at 6. But the Broncos' big play man has been number 80, Rick Upchurch, and the Raiders never let him get too far out of hand. Denver never did score a touchdown, partly because number 10, Steve Ramsey, spent a good part of the afternoon on his back. In fact, Oakland's blitzing defenses accounted for the staggering total of 10 sacks, and at times, it seemed pointless for Ramsey to even try to get up. Not surprisingly, the big play for Oakland was delivered by Ken Stabler to a 12-year wide receiver named Fred Biletnikoff. It was Stabler's 15th touchdown pass of the season, and finally put the Raiders ahead of their opponents in points scored for the season. But somehow, Oakland is tied with Baltimore and Dallas for the league's best record. And doesn't that set up interesting playoff speculation?
Then east to Chicago, where Otis Sistrunk, Dave Rowe, and Ted Hendricks chilled NFC rushing leader Walter Payton and the Bears' offense even more than did the winter weather. Despite bitter cold, the Raiders' passing stayed hot.
To the right, Stabler back, first down, he's going to pass, he's got time, throwing the bomb for Branch. Branch down on the 35, takes it in stride, the 30, 20, 10, touchdown Raiders!
Though held to under 3 yards per carry, Payton found the end zone, and the game rocked back and forth. Tough defense made big plays. A Sistrunk deflection and Hendricks' interception set up a 28-27 Raider lead.
Branch to the left, Biletnikoff to the right. Stabler back to pass again from midfield, throwing a deep bomb, going to Branch against Livers. Livers knocks it down. Branch catches it. Touchdown Raiders! Holy Toledo!
John Madden epitomizes coaching greatness. His foresight in taking the wind in the fourth quarter helped preserve victory.
Huff waits, the snap, the spot, the kick on the way, it's high enough. No good, no good. It hit the right upright. Oh, the Oakland continue to live by the veritable, the terribly cliched skins of their collective teeth.
Dreams, once so real with the season's beginning, sometimes lose reality amid the crunch of a November afternoon. And so it was for many last Sunday, as failure to grasp the ball yields defeat, and is a fact well known. Earlier considered a sort of Cinderella story, the Chicago Bears have recently seen their glass slipper squeezed, then shattered by a host of contending teams, and by a football that seems always bent on bouncing in favor of their opposition. Last Sunday, it was the Oakland Raiders who benefited from the Bears' misfortunes, the most prominent of which came when an apparent Chicago touchdown by number 71, Roger Stillwell, was canceled by an errant official's whistle. But where the Bears suffered from bad luck on defense, they enjoyed some good on offense, rolling in to claim 4 touchdowns, 3 coming on the legs of number 34, Walter Payton. While the Bears, for the most part, steadily ground out drives to consummate scores, the Raiders' Kenny Stabler elected to put Oakland on the board with long strikes to speedster Cliff Branch. The result netted one 75-yarder and another one covering 40 yards, the latter being another classic example of how a bounce of a football can beat a team. Cliff Branch's masterful catch placed Oakland in the lead 28-27, and it seemed as though fate had dealt the staggered Bears its cruelest blow. Yet in the game's final seconds, and with victory still attainable on a 31-yard Bob Thomas field goal, fortune teased Chicago one final time. Thomas's kick hit the upright and bounced away, saddling Chicago with a 28-27 disappointment. To the winners go the breaks, while the losers are left to wonder why. The Chicago Bears, like many other teams throughout the NFL, have seen the fruits of a promising season soured by misfortune. Still, all must continue to try in order to realize the ultimate goal, victory.
Number 89, James Scott, pulled in Avellini's pass for a 32-yard gain to the Raider 8. And 2 plays later, Walter Payton finished the drive he began by following playbook perfect Bear blocking into the end zone. Chicago had drawn first blood by sustaining a 5-minute drive that put them ahead of Oakland 7-0. The Raiders still off the scoreboard. On the first, Stabler passed to a lonely Mark Van Eegen over the middle, and if 87 tight end Dave Casper had sustained his block a bit longer, the play might have gained much more than 21 yards. After penetrating Bear country for the first time today, Oakland was stopped on 3rd and 1 when linebackers Wayman Bryant and Tom Hicks tackled Pete Banaszak for no gain. The next time they got the ball, Clarence Davis shot through a gaping hole and went 31 yards before going down at the Bear 27. But again, the Chicago defense stiffened, and when the Raiders' new kicker Errol Mann tried a field goal, it was blocked by Chicago's Bill Knox. And as the first quarter ended, they nearly lost their quarterback when a blitzing Ted Hendricks blindsided Avellini. Mark Van Egen's rip up the middle put Oakland close to the Chicago goal, and on the very next play, Stabler passed over the middle to Dave Casper for the touchdown that tied the game. Last year, Casper's weight had ballooned so much that Oakland considered moving him to tackle, but he slimmed down and came into this game as the leading receiver in the conference. Appreciable gain came when Avellini fooled everyone on a naked reverse good for 15 yards. Though the Chicago attack went nowhere on this possession, the Bears got the ball back immediately when Van Eegen coughed it up and Wayman Bryant recovered on the Raider 32. The diminutive Payton between him and the Mad Stork, Avellini calmly waited, then threw to Brian Bashnagel over the middle for 17 yards. The unlikely figure of John Matusak, number 72, arose and halted the Bears' momentum. First catching Payton for a loss of 5 yards, then throwing Roland Harper for a loss of 2. The former number 1 of the Oilers had fallen on hard times before Oakland rescued him. And today their gambles seem to be paying off. The Livers and the Bears, the time had come. Stabler's pass to Branch covered 75 yards and gave the Raiders a 14-7 lead in the game. But as a repeat of the long bomb reveals, Livers had actually done a decent job of staying with the blazing Branch. If the cornerback had been more aware of where his opponent was, the reception never would have been made. But it was, and the Bears now trailed by 7. Better shot at 3 points. The call, not surprisingly, went to Payton, who ran right into the arms of Ted Hendricks, one of a myriad of tackles the Mad Stork made in the first half. With 8 seconds left in the first half, Bob Thomas attempted a 33-yard field goal, but the result speaks for itself. Walter Payton was playing this game with an injured ankle, and in the second half, a combination of Oakland defense and a chill factor that made healthy joints ache had him visibly limping every time he carried the ball. But the biggest blow to Chicago comeback hopes came on the Bears' second play from scrimmage when Bob Avellini fumbled when blitzed by number 41, Phil Villapiano. Dave Rowe recovered for the Raiders on the Chicago 20, and after 3 Mark Van Eegen runs carried to the 2-yard line, Clarence Davis followed number 63, Gene Upshaw, to a touchdown. Run game 3, Bob Avellini spotted James Scott behind Skip Thomas for the remaining 36 yards. Avellini to Scott brought the score to 21-14. More. A perfect onside kick by Bob Thomas was recovered by Brian Baschnagel at midfield. A repeat of the play reveals the Bears had caught the Raiders by surprise. They had no one in the area where Thomas popped the ball, and Baschnagel could wait until the ball traveled the required 10 yards before pouncing on it. After Thomas' perfectly executed kick, the Bears picked their way downfield, arriving at the Oakland 12, from where Walter Payton, bad ankle and all, played hide and seek with the Raider defense before breaking through for the score that brought Chicago to within an extra point of tying the game. Such runs have become routine for Payton. As is his custom, Payton, appreciative of the blocking his line does for him, gives the ball to one of the linemen to spike, and they seem to enjoy it. But the celebrating was a bit premature. On the point after, Ken Huff mishandled the snap, and the Bears still trailed by a point. For the Bears, it was a haunting refrain. Just a few weeks ago, they lost to the Vikings 20-19 when they blew 2 conversions, and the one today would prove to cost them another game. More chances to beat Oakland, their 6th straight juggernaut opponent. After holding Oakland on their next possession, the Bears bounced back once more. Late in the third quarter, a 36-yard pass, Avellini to Roland Harper, had Chicago in close. And from the 2, Walter Payton barged in for a 27-21 Bear lead. For the first time in what promises to be an illustrious career, Payton had 3 touchdowns in one game in the Oakland fort and created the pivotal play of the game. Roger Stillwell's touchdown was called back. It was an inadvertent whistle, said referee Chuck Eberling. I blew the whistle when I shouldn't have. I just blew the whistle when I shouldn't have. And a repeat of the play reveals that Eberling blew the whistle when he shouldn't have. The ball is clearly fumbled before Ken Stabler hits the ground, and the Bears lost a touchdown they could not reclaim. Chance number 1 to put the game away was gone. Chance number 2 came with 5.5 minutes to go when Craig Clemens failed to intercept a Stabler pass intended for Fred Biletnikoff. Clemens' bobble was to be deadly. For 3 plays later, Stabler went for Cliff Branch, and number 24, Virgil Livers, let chance number 3 bounce through his hands. Livers' missed interception was obviously far more costly than Clemens, for it resulted in a 49-yard touchdown pass that put Oakland in front 28-27. But for the Bears, chance number 4 was on its way. Into the tricky winds, Thomas thought he had done it, but the ball would hit the upright, touching off a weird succession of events between Holder Huff and Raider Rick Jennings. So by the width of an upright, the Bears failed to beat the Raiders. And 6 weeks of one of the brutal schedules in the NFL produced 2 wins, 2 losses, and 2 other losses to Minnesota and Oakland by the margin of failure to complete the simplest of plays, the extra point. The Raiders didn't look too thrilled themselves, perhaps because they were just glad to get out of the cold and get out of Chicago with a 28-27 victory, their 8th in 9 games this season.
Utilize skillful Dave Casper and Fred Biletnikoff for scores as the Silver and Black thundered toward the playoffs 21-10. In historic Philadelphia, the Raiders rang the bell on defense and offense to give Coach Madden his 8th.
Kenny Stabler was intercepted 4 times by the Chiefs, but still threw for 2 touchdowns as the Raiders continued to live and win with the pass. With 1 touchdown to Fred Biletnikoff and another to Dave Casper, Stabler ran his total scoring tosses to 20 tops in the entire NFL. In winning their 9th of 10, Oakland is just 1 game away from clinching the Western Division title in the AFC. The Oakland Raiders came to Philadelphia confident of expending little energy and fully expecting to clinch their 5th straight championship in the AFC West. With the help of a non-existent Eagle offense, the Raiders attained both goals without breaking a serious sweat. The Silver and Black tuned up for the playoffs by stampeding into Roman Gabriel's pass pocket and ruining the big quarterback's 1976 debut. Buttressed by Oakland's magnificent offensive line, Raider backs churned out 250 yards rushing, scored 2 touchdowns, and made everything look as simple as a half-speed dummy drill. With quarterback Ken Stabler throwing sparingly, but as usual, effectively, the Raiders won 26-7. Instead of throttling back, the Raiders intend to shift their momentum flush forward to ensure home field advantage in the playoffs. In Oakland, they believe neither snow, ice, wind, rain, or the hot breath of their challengers can stay their appointed destiny.
The Raiders rang the bell on defense and offense to give Coach Madden his 80th win and capture their 9th division championship in 10 years, 26-7. Home against Tampa Bay, the Raiders rolled to victory number 11, their 6th in a row. Willie Hall came up with another big play, and the Raiders buried the Bucs. Mike Ray to Mike Ciani closed out the 49-17 display of Oakland power, prowess, and play.
Meanwhile, out in Oakland, winless coach John McKay had the demeanor of a man wearing metal underwear in a thunderstorm. He didn't expect to win, but some of his players didn't either. However, the Bucs did manage to ring up 16 points against the proud, poised, and playoff-bound Raiders. But for most of the afternoon, Tampa Bay signal caller Steve Spurrier was rolling around the Oakland Coliseum floor like a playful kitten, all rolled up in a ball of silver and black yarn. Those parts of the day that weren't spent playfully were spent instead somewhat painfully for the Bucs. Throughout the afternoon, Spurrier seemed somewhat tentative, like a man walking the plank over shark-infested waters. And number 39, Willie Hall's theft, pointed out some weaknesses in Buccaneer fundamentals, such as tackling. And so last Sunday, the Buccaneers did little swashbuckling, while those patch-eyed Pirates from Oakland carved a mighty swath on the sword arm of Ken Stabler and his receivers, like number 25, Fred Biletnikoff. With a game locked in the treasure chest, Mike Ray came in at quarterback and sent a 37-yard torpedo to Mike Ciani, who made a center fielder's catch that made the final score 49-16. And once again last week, the Raiders proved that no matter who's throwing them or who's catching them, there's fun, profit, excitement, and playoffs for any team who lives by the pass as well as they do.
Off promise. Then a huge TV audience learned an unforgettable lesson about these mighty Oakland Raiders. By losing, Oakland could deny Pittsburgh the playoffs. But the Raiders know only one way to play: to win. Victory is a way of life for the silver and black. Rick Jennings' kickoff return started it off. The rest was pride and poise, preparation and performance.
Here's Branch to the left against Riley, who's 5 yards off the line. Biletnikoff to the right against Parrish. Back to Stabler. Pumps once. Goes down the middle of Casper. Wide open. Touchdown Raiders!
There would be no stopping Oakland now by anyone. These combat-ready Raiders had grown stronger through challenge and adversity. Stabler and Branch flashed from 42 yards out, and the critics went silent. Interceptions by Monty Johnson, George Atkinson, number 43, and Jack Tatum, number 32, destroyed Cincinnati's offense. And then the Raiders calmly shouted Bengal playoff hopes as Stabler and Biletnikoff clinched win number 12, 35-20.
At their own 27-yard line. Stabler. His big tight end, Dave Casper, and Casper is short of the first down, ridden out of bounds, out around the 34-yard line, corralled there by Redden. Third short yardage. First out to the 40-yard line. First down, Oakland. First and 10 for Oakland. Their own 40-yard line. Carl Garrett gets the call. And Garrett gets out to the 48-yard line. It'll be second down and 3. Hit there by Marvin Cobb. Scored first. 40-yard touchdown pass. Anderson McDaniel. They lead 6-0. Barr missed a conversion. Second down and 3. Getting the call, Mark Van Egan. And hit there by Coy Bacon. Hustling over there, Jim LeClaire, number 55, has the first down. Hadel, that wasn't bad. Hadel was the MVP that year. Charlie Joyner to San Diego this year. Goes out to Biletnikoff. I couldn't see the number, but I saw the style. That's his 39th reception.
Isn't that something?
He gets the first down, one more, and he will have 40 for the 10th consecutive year. A remarkably gifted athlete. Yes, the ball is back at the 46-yard line. Clarence Davis. And look at Davis run. He gets a lot of it back inside the 30-yard line, where it'll be second down and a long 3. Back is 40. We told you that Clarence Davis has a sore ankle. This is Garrett. Garrett has the first down. More from him than any other man they ever worked with. Wide open. Dave Casper, touchdown.
So quickly, Oakland has come back with its offensive fire. That's the beauty of Stabler. That's Stabler at his very best. And of course, Casper has, in his first starting year as tight end, has become absolutely exceptional. Great hands, great strength.
So Oakland has struck quickly. It's the kind of game we anticipated. A lot of offensive action, and we'll be returning in a moment. Casper, wide open. Lots of time. Oh, great job of blocking.
Thin point.
And again, Casper. Well, they were trying to cover Casper. Big tight end, Casper. Raiders leading 7-6. Huge hole for Mark Van Egan. He gets out near the 40-yard line, close to a first down, just a little short. Tommy Casanova made the save. It'll be second and inches. Position offense. On first down, Stabler hands off to Mark Van Egan. Van Egan inside the 35, close to the 34. It'll be second down and 6 with 1:15 remaining in the first quarter.
Diversify and throw the bomb.
Again, he has the time. He's going deep. And back there was Zalitnikov, and we're going to get a face guard, I think, against Lamar Parrish. For that matter, if Oakland doesn't start pressuring, we're going to have a basketball score tonight. Stabler wide open. Casper, second touchdown. Fooled everybody. The Snake put it in, took it out. Casper was all alone.
He is just a great quarterback. No question about it. That's 25 touchdown passes on the year.
It's a 14-6. Here it is again.
It really looked like they're laying down, don't they? They don't want to play the Steelers. I have in front of me a half-page ad in the Oakland Tribune of yesterday. It says, "Dear Oakland Raiders, we can't blame you for wanting to lie down Monday night. By sleeping through your game with Cincinnati, you probably won't have to face the Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. Pleasant dreams. Sincerely." And the ad was taken out by a family restaurant, but he's been questionable every week.
Live action, play action again by Anderson, and he is nailed. Big number 72, John Matuzak, and he has found himself here at Oakland.
All right,
really
Big
has.
John, okay.
Play action. Anderson fires under pressure, intercepted money. Johnson has it. And the big linebacker bulls back inside the 45-yard line of Cincinnati. And that time, Oakland put the footsteps around Kenny Anderson.
A first time tonight. Remember last year in the playoffs, it was pressure upon Anderson that won the game for Oakland.
Matuzak was in there. Sistrunk was in there. And that produces interceptions. The 12th interception of the year for Oakland.
There's Matuzak, and watch Otis from the outside. He must have heard me because he's really putting the pressure on now. Attaboy, that's the way to do it.
There's standing up on the sidelines. Clarence Davis. And Davis hit out around the 38. Makes a couple more on his own to the 35. Filling in. On first down. Wide open. Tight end Casper. And Cincinnati is going to have to do something about Casper.
They really are.
Reggie Williams again on the coverage and on the tackle, but it's a first down for Oakland. Carl Garrett's in, number 31. Gets a call in a tremendous hole. Gets second, 7 yards. Down around the 13-yard line. It's going to be second down, a long 3. Pulling for him tonight. Big hole, Banaszak gets the first down. Down around the 7-yard line. It'll be first and goal.
Well, they're really blocking up front right now.
Banaszak got it. 5th touchdown of the year.
That's the guy who does the job close in there. It seems to me he's been doing it forever.
11 years this man's been around at the University of Miami. And he extends the Oakland Raiders lead. Well, he hit it right on the head. I think over the years they're always looking to replace this man, but they start counting up the things that he can do. And, well...
Cut of the jaw. Almost, but not quite lantern jaw.
On first and 10. Stabler has a man wide open. It's the speedster Branch. Cliff Branch had the respect of Ken Riley, who was laying off about 7 yards.
And who slipped.
You talk about great play selection tonight, Frank. I think that Stabler, no question about it, is doing a fine job at quarterback. And
first down, 15. Zalitnikov gets a bunch of it back.
On that little turn, and he is virtually unstoppable.
Top of your screen, number 87. Carl Garrett, left side. And Garrett down around the 41-yard line, where it's going to be third down and 4. Third down and 4 for Oakland. Stabler goes to the air. Fires over the middle, and it's Cliff Branch. He has a first down inside the 35-yard line. Ken Riley with him all the way, but the Snake zipped it in there. Must game almost for Cincinnati. And Cliff Branch makes a dazzling catch short of the first down.
He had all day, all night, and could have had all year to throw that ball.
Well, look at Dalby, 50. 63 is Upshaw. 64 is Beeler. And they protect their man. And Stabler goes with another timeout. Earlman came in on the 8th game. Garrett is in motion. Handoff goes to Banaszak. He will not make the first. And the youngster from Stockbridge, Wisconsin and Notre Dame has 2 of those touchdowns of the Oakland Raiders in the first half. And here comes Van Egan, and he has the first down after the 35. That offensive line of the Oakland Raiders that dominated in the first half picks up where they left off. Third, less than a yard, the ball at the 44-yard line of Oakland. Van Egan gets the call, gets the first down out over the 45. It'll be 1st and 10 for Oakland, and they continue to do, Howard, what they did in that first half. 1st and 10. Stabler. A lot of time, and a flag goes down as Branch is down around the 45-yard line, a gain of 8, but again, a flag is down.
Flag was in the area where Biletnikoff was. Biletnikoff is claiming that he was interfered with. Avoiding the sign.
On 1st down, Stabler back, a lot of time, going for Branch. Oh, and what a spectacular catch against Ken Riley. Cliff Branch, and he continues to amaze even the people that have watched him from the days he played football down in Houston. We'll have to try and get back into it. We'll look at it again. If you want to see a great catch, keep your eye on this one. Ken Riley did not have that bad a position. Nope. He just misjudged it. And Cliff Branch never took his eyes off it. Sure-handed all the way as he has been for the last 5 years.
Oh, can he run? Look at that stride on Branch.
That reception, he goes to 1,088 yards. And Anderson gets his picked off by Monty Johnson. So one turnover deserves another, I guess. And Oakland is back in possession. They'll have a 1st and 10, their own 40-yard line. And, well, you can imagine what goes on with each turn of the football in Pittsburgh and Cleveland. 1st down and 10. Brown read that all the way, and it was picked off by Jack Tatum. But Willie Brown played number 85, Isaac Curtis, perfectly. Desperately trying to get back into this game. And Stabler fires to Cliff Branch, and he has it down around the 38-yard line. Another Oakland 1st down. Ken Riley made the tackle. 2nd down and 10. Stabler, and it's Garrett. Garrett inside the 15 to the 13. 1st and 10 for Oakland. Garrett still on his feet, and look at Carl Garrett. Garrett inside the 10 to the 8. Cliff Branch, bottom of the screen. Fred Biletnikoff the top. Biletnikoff's open. Touchdown, Fred Biletnikoff. His 69th career touchdown.
He's so old, he's doing a foxtrot out there.
It's amazing. He's really amazing.
And Stabler's 4th touchdown of the night.
The ball touches his hands. That's it, Buster. It's not going anywhere else. Positive glue.
I think there might have been a little sigh of relief. And Otis Sistrunk laid it on Kenny Anderson.
10 minutes, 35 seconds left in the ball game. A tremendous play in the clutch by a quietly aroused Oakland team. I say quietly because they weren't making a lot of statements during the week. Media people were, and fans were. Look at Otis Sistrunk right there breaking through and sacking Kenny Anderson.
Out in Oakland, the Raiders, another playoff entrant, tuned up for the postseason by letting reserves like quarterback Mike Ray handle the chores. Ray fired 3 touchdowns past the bewildered San Diego Chargers secondary, including this one to tight end Dave Casper, number 87. The 24-0 victory brought the Raider regular season record to 13-1, the second best one-loss mark in modern NFL history. But while Ray performed...
Ken Stabler was named Most Inspirational Raider. This final game showcased Mike Ray, Dave Hum, Hugh Begin, Carl Garrett, Manfred Moore, Rodrigo Barnes, Floyd Rice, Steve Sylvester, Henry Lawrence, Dan Medlin, Morris Bradshaw, and others, as Oakland triumphed 24-0, finishing 13-1, best in football. The Raiders had proved again that commitment to excellence is no idle phrase to dedicated people like Al Davis, courageous general partner Ed McGaw, players, coaches, scouts, trainers, equipment men, front office personnel, the entire organization. Together, these gallant Raiders and their magnificent fans were now bound for glory.
The Raiders had not forgotten their only loss of the season, and last Saturday in Oakland, revenge was the order of the day. John Madden's Raiders had won 10 in a row, and their 13-1 record was the best in pro football. But that one loss was so staggering that no one would let them forget it. On the game's first series, it was clear to the Patriots that the Raiders meant business. On New England's second series, quarterback Steve Grogan and his 6'6" tight end Russ Francis turned a 3rd and 7 situation into the longest play of the game. In another look from our end zone camera, we can see again why Russ Francis is already considered one of the top tight ends in the NFL. On 3rd and 8, a play-action fake and excellent protection allowed Grogan to pick out wide receiver Darrell Stingley for the pass which set up the game's first touchdown. With 3 minutes left in the first quarter, Ken Stabler got the protection he needed to complete his first pass, a 22-yard crossing pattern to old reliable Fred Biletnikoff. Then, on 3rd down, Stabler faked to Biletnikoff and went to his whippet on the other side, Cliff Branch. Unable to move on the ground, Oakland again went up top, but this time, safety man Prentice McRae almost had an interception in the end zone. This drop cost the Patriots a field goal and the eventual margin of victory for the Raiders, while in the second quarter, this ill-fated bit of trickery by Russ Francis cost New England a scoring opportunity. Instead of a New England score, Skip Thomas had started the Raiders back toward a score of their own and one of the most remarkable touchdowns of the season. With just 45 seconds left in the first half, Ken Stabler sent up a prayer for the end zone. Despite the protestations of Prentice McRae, Fred Biletnikoff's catch gave the Raiders their first lead at 10-7. An end zone replay gives us another chance to admire the craftsmanship of Fred Biletnikoff, who for the day caught 9 passes for 137 total yards. The third period belonged to Steve Grogan and the Patriots, who scored 2 touchdowns, one of them on this 26-yard slant by New England's Mr. Big, Russ Francis. Oakland closed to within 4 in the fourth quarter, and then came 3 controversial plays which helped decide the game. First, a 3rd down play on which the Patriots claimed that Russ Francis was held. This necessitated a 50-yard field goal attempt by John Smith, which Smith could not coax quite far enough. The second controversial play came with less than a minute left, when number 71 Ray Hamilton was charged with roughing the passer, thereby changing what would have been 4th and 18 to 1st and 10.
The third controversial play was controversial only because of Ken Stabler's play selection with 10 seconds left in the game. The one they call the best 2-minute man in the game had done it again. The NFL passing champion and leader of the most efficient passing attack in history had won the game with a new kind of statistic. 1 carry, 1 yard, 1 touchdown, and 1 very big victory for the Raiders. For the Patriots, their best season ever had ended in bitter disappointment, and their first loss in half a season. For the Raiders, it meant revenge for their only previous defeat and a chance at their 8th AFC Championship game in the last 10 years.
Against the Patriots in the AFC playoff, Stabler received solid protection from Dave Dalby, John Vella, and George Beeler as Oakland marched for an early field goal. The Raider defense alertly matched razzle-dazzle with readiness and reaction. Trailing 7-3, Oakland forged ahead on this catch by master craftsman Fred Biletnikoff. But the Patriots regained the lead 21-10 late in the third quarter. The valiant Raiders stormed goalward in classic drives. First, Van Egan scored, but Oakland still trailed by 4. Now only 4 minutes left, 68 yards to go. Now every Raider dug deep for the something extra that marks champions. As the Raider receiver was clobbered even farther downfield, New England was caught belting Stabler in the head. The Raiders relentlessly closed in as the game drew to a dramatic finish.
It is second down. Stabler rolling to the left. He's going to go. Woo! Brings it in. Kenny Stabler, but a flag down. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Touchdown indication, flag down. No final decision yet. Here's the signal coming. Offside New England, decline Oakland. Touchdown Oakland.
Next, the AFC Championship.
At wide receiver from the University of Colorado, number 21, Cliff Branch.
Against Pittsburgh, Ray Guy was fearlessly protected. The Steeler punter was not, and Ubigim's partial block set up a Raider field goal. Then the defense rose up tall.
Stallworth to the left, out to the right is Swan. Split backs. Back goes Bradshaw. He's got time to throw. A lot of time. He fires one that Fuqua can't hold. It is intercepted by Hall. Hall is up from the 25 to the 20 to the 10. He's being run out of bounds on the 3-yard line.
Behind devastating blocking, Clarence Davis put the determined Raiders ahead 10-0. The Oakland defense played with controlled fury, growing stronger, tougher. Every play was a challenge to be met and conquered. Raider execution and emotion were at a level Pittsburgh found unstoppable.
Stabler play fakes, drops back. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of it to Bankston. Touchdown Raiders!
With Pittsburgh's league-leading defense on the ropes, Coach Madden went for the clincher, ensuring the Raiders' Super Bowl date with destiny.
And Warren Banks inside. Here's the play fake. Stabler back. Here comes a blitz by him, but he throws. Touchdown Raiders!
Raiders.
Yeah! Way to go! Yeah! Great call, John. Got him down now, don't let up.
The Raiders never faltered. Number 43, George Atkinson, the NFL's smallest strong safety, played with giant skills and intensity. The Raiders danced deservedly, casting a silver and black shadow across Steeler hopes. No team could deny these Raiders their place in the sun.
The Super Bowl really exists for the Oakland Raiders. All along they've been thinking it was somebody's crazy illusion. 10 seconds to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. The field is being engulfed by humanity. Time is run out. The Oakland Raiders have made it to the Super Bowl.
Good afternoon. Second down, 7. Davis on the sweep is hemmed in and upended at the 30-yard line.
Now he stumbled over most of
Tackled by Lambert again. He's all over the field in every game, Jack Lambert. Raiders on the Steeler 30. First down for Mark Van Egan.
Well, they went right over the middle, and Jack Lambert wound up in a very unfamiliar spot for him, right flat of his
backs in. Ernie Holmes is out. 3rd and 7. The rush is on, and Stabler just unloaded that ball.
Jack Ham.
To nowhere.
I don't know either, but he...
It's up, and it is good.
Right through the middle.
Oakland scores first. The 2 setbacks. Second down and 11. It's in the...
He got it. He got it.
Willie Hall.
He got it.
Willie Hall going at the goal line and out on the 1-yard line. Willie Hall picked off the ball from the hands of Frenchie Fuqua. And the Raiders have the ball, and their defense is their shining light right now. Davis. Touchdown. Clarence Davis goes in.
All right. They got one fight going down there.
Look at this.
Well, it's early, folks.
That was Bella and Lambert going at it. Well, we have another timeout. 10 minutes to go in the first half. The score is Oakland 10 and Pittsburgh nothing. Pitch out. Van Egan. Van Egan hit first by Mel Blunt. Then riding along was Jack Lambert, parallel to the line of scrimmage. Hayes has come in. Good haul off to Davis. Davis to the 49-yard line of the Steelers. And then Pittsburgh took a 75-yard drive in for a score.
All right.
Clarence Davis breaking.
They are really right.
33-yard line. Number 59 got him, Jack Ham. The edge every weekend without a loss.
Did they hit him there?
That was a good trap. Wide open to the 20-yard line goes Clarence Davis. And they are ripping some holes in that Pittsburgh front four. Oakland ahead.
Same thing.
Manasak.
Same thing.
Following number 78, Art Shell. First and goal to go. Jack Lambert and Mel Blunt drove them out. Stabler's going to pass it.
He's got him wide open.
Wide open for a touchdown. Bankston, the tight end. They've used that play before to Dave Casper, and he's always wide open on that play. That time, it was Warren Bankston for the touchdown. Here's how it started. Watch this now. There's Bella, 75. That's Lambert.
No, that's Greenwood.
Oh, that's
right there.
Greenwood, yeah. Vanasak pulling Greenwood off.
How did Lambert get in this?
I don't know.
He's the spokesman, I guess, for the official folks.
8 for Pittsburgh. Bradshaw's pass. Nearly intercepted, intended for Stallworth, and Jack Tatum nearly grabbed it. He timed his move, came in there, and nearly picked it off. Here's the pass. Out it goes. There's Stabler read the blitz.
You bet he did.
He read the blitz all the way.
Well, that was pretty.
Hit French on a post pattern right down the middle. Vanasak, 30. Quick hitter to the 26th of the Steelers where Lambert pulled him down.
They're really doing a good job. We've seen the Raiders play, I think, 4 times this year.
We have Blyer and Harris out. Stabler will throw.
That's the touchdown play.
There it is. Bankston caught it coming out of the tight end position. That's the same play they used for the touchdown at the end of the first half. Pittsburgh 14. Oakland ahead 17-7.
They're going to see him out.
They just blew him out that time.
You got to check that middle linebacker.
Straight ahead football.
Yeah, you got a brand new linebacker in there right in the middle in particular. Let's say, oh, okay, let's see. How much have you been playing this year, Marv?
Vanasak takes the ball. Vanasak runs it for a first down to the 5.
All right.
There's Davis. 2nd and 5 for an Oakland touchdown. At play action.
Look out.
Stabler's pass. Touchdown. Once again, Vanasak slipped out of the backfield. Pete Vanasak, the veteran.
And him hit Stabler, and he is down.
And that's Stabler being attended to by Dr. Rosenfeld, the orthopedic surgeon. We're going to take a timeout. It is now, with a standing ovation for the Raiders, Oakland 24, Pittsburgh. The pass.
Oh, wow. Good defensive play by Atkinson.
Cleanly reached over his shoulder and flicked it away. On Super Bowl entry until today. This will be their second. Bradshaw again. Look out. Ooh. He belted there.
This truck just ran over him, didn't he?
Yeah, Otis says, sorry, Terry. It's a good old healthy belt.
He said, I didn't do this on purpose. I was just going in that direction, and you happened to be in the way.
Look at them. They're coming out. Bradshaw down to 3-2. This is the last play of the game. Lynn Swan has it, and Lynn Swan.
Atkinson just grabbed him by the hand.
That's the game, and it's the Raiders of Oakland, the Vikings of Minnesota in the Super Bowl, and the Raiders have finally broken the seal. Be looking for the pass now on 3rd and 5, and Stabler's going to oblige. Lots of time. He shoots it out. There's Casper, the tight end. Dave Casper, first down. You give number 12 the time. He'll nail you. He spreads them all over the field. You get him 7 for Oakland. No score. Early in the first period. Oakland ball.
Good hole. Big hole. Look out.
20. And Davis the first down. It rolled out of bounds inside the Minnesota 15. Paul Krause took him out.
All right. Back up in the middle. Nothing.
Fumble there and a loose ball. Oakland recovered it. The Vikings lost their chance. The Raiders recovered it. Willie Hall, and he's another opportunist. He's been intercepting and recovering fumbles all year long. 6. Davis getting outside. First down, 15, 20, 25, 30. Cuts it back. Clarence Davis stopped on the 40-yard line by Paul Krause. There's some running room now for him. A 34-yard run by USC's Clarence Davis. Raiders ball, first down, no score. Late in the first period. Right over the middle he goes to Carl Garrett. Garrett out of the backfield. Crosses the 50 and gets to the 48-yard line. Matt Blair in Viking territory brings him down. Matt Blair, a number 2 pick out of Iowa State. Junior year, had a terrible knee operation. A lot of pro clubs were leery of him. Out of the pocket. There it is. At the 40. 35.
Oh, yeah.
And look at him work on it. Dave Casper, the tight end out of Notre Dame, who led all the tight ends in pro football this year in pass receptions, has a first down. 2:30. All right, on first down, breaking through is Van Egan. Egan crosses the 20-yard line, gets to the Viking 18. Page high, Hilgenberg low on him. The 6-yard gain. Second down, 4. That's Don.
Yes, sir. Big drive right there.
Second down. Davis trying to find a hole is at the 14-yard line in Minnesota, where 13-year veteran Carl Eller.
Tries if he throws, but he didn't. First down. Whoa! Wow! What a hole!
And goal to go. Vanasak, the veteran, ripping through, and Bobby Bryant had to nail him in the secondary.
I think it's double team on Sutherland right in the middle. Big hole. Look at that block by Upshaw. My golly, they're pushing him around up in there.
There are the total yards so far. Yard line, 24-yard attempt. And this one is up. And this one is through. It's good. And the Raiders have scored first here in Super Bowl 11 with 14-12 to go in the half. It is Oakland 3, Minnesota nothing. Up and down this field will have only 3 points. There's the quick one to Branch. Branch
Yes,
to the
sir.
44-yard line, an 8-yard gain. He's the man that scares you when he leaves the line of scrimmage. He's averaged 24 yards a catch this season, second only to Carr of Baltimore.
Love his
field goal. Second down, 2. At the 42-yard line, Van Egan is tackled by Jeff Seaman, who's been all over this field so far for the Vikings.
He'll settle everything for us. Reverse
Here's a
time.
reverse. Davis.
Good move.
Outside, he cuts back at the 50 and is dumped at the 48-yard line. The Vikings gang up front.
Pass time.
Play action pass.
Oh, he's got another guy wide open.
Casper, first down, romping away. Dave Casper goes to the 26-yard line. You can see why he was picked for the Pro Bowl game in the American Conference. They split the backfield. They give it off to Garrett. Garrett, 25.
Oh, good move.
What move? 20. First down.
Yes, sir.
He goes to the 13-yard line. Carl Garrett of New Mexico Highland. Who once said he'd be better than O.J. Simpson when he came into the NFL. Gloves had trouble with him, but no trouble with the Raiders. First down Raiders on the Viking 13. Garrett again. He goes to the 8-yard line, skipping through, the veteran.
He had Dalby that
Dalby
time.
fire off.
Yeah, he was old Seaman, actually, and I think Seaman did a good job of playing off that block.
6-yard line.
Got him open.
He's there. It is good at the 1-yard line. Bolitnikov, with those marvelous hands, held on to the ball as he went out of bounds. He had to come back for it out of the end zone.
It's just so pretty, though, Kurt.
6-yard line.
He's got him. Wow, look out.
Casper, touchdown. That's their favorite play. They pulled it repeatedly during the year with a tight end going wide open, and the Raiders marched 64 yards for a score with ease. They're blocking for the return. It's a good kick.
Yep.
Lazy spiral. Colsey on his 40. He'll get some yardage. 45, 50, 45, 40. Still going. 35-yard line. Fine return by the second-year player out of Ohio State, Neil Colsey. Autry Beeman had to tackle him against the far sideline. Van Egan and Davis out of the I formation.
Big hole.
Big hole for Clarence Davis, who charges to the 31 of the Vikings.
Offense today. Haven't had much so far.
3rd and 2.
Look at there.
Look at that hole open for Mark Van Egan. He goes to the 18. Matt Blair, outside linebacker left, came over to nail him.
Around, Kurt.
Branch left, Bolitnikov right. First down. The pass,
got
Bolitnikov. Oh, what a grab by
Bolitnikov. He got him.
He got it at the 1-yard line.
Yes, sir.
Bolitnikov again. Stabler thought they had the touchdown, not quite. Or it might be an admiration of Bolitnikov's catch.
Take a look at it. Kurt, you take a look. What do you think?
Let's watch this. Bolitnikov running a post pattern. Look at the concentration. Looking that ball right in there and going down. We call him a receiving machine. He's one of the greatest of all time.
Well, he only got hit by 2 of their about to 1.
On the 1-foot line.
There you go.
Vanasak scores.
Oh, boy.
Vanasak is over.
Hey.
And the Raiders punch it in again.
This thing could be getting awful close to a runaway.
Watch the veteran Vanasak, Don.
Well, they've just been doing it all year. You know the thing.
3rd down in the yard.
No.
Jammed up his foreman. Matusik got to him first.
I had a feeling that time, Kurt, when Minnesota got the ball. Look at this.
One and failed to make it. Have to turn the ball over.
That tells you something, doesn't it?
Playbo's kick. Riding to Neil Colsey. Runs up on it. Grabs it up. Gamble. That's 35.
Oh, yeah.
And it's over the 40, the 45, where he stopped. Playbo. Happy.
Look at that hole right there.
Goes Davis.
Look
40,
at that hole. Look
35.
at that hole.
Davis out of bounds. Clarence Davis continues to roll him up.
Wait, this is just great big hole, man. That's all you can say. He had Art Shell, who pulled to the outside, influenced Marshall outside of him. That's Matt Blair trying to catch up. Right there, you barely could see, but that was Bolitnikov.
3 wide receivers. 3rd down and 14.
Oh, look at that time.
Look at that time.
Look at that
now
time.
He gets away.
Flipped it out.
And it's complete to the 23.
Short.
Cliff Branch caught the ball right in front of Bobby Bryant, but they're short of a first down. Hum will spot the ball. Mann's kick is riding. It is good. Dave Mann boots a 40-yarder, and the Raiders have padded their lead. It is now Oakland 19 and Minnesota nothing.
He'll pass for it. He's under the rush. Now he throws on the run.
That's
It is
intercepted.
Willie Hall, the 40. Hall stopped at the 46. Willie Hall grabs another one off for the Raiders.
No
as he
way.
did during the season.
No way did he ever throw that ball.
Oakland on their 49. This is Stabler's drop back. Hey, wide open.
Hey.
Litnikoff, 25, 20, 10, 5, down. Litnikoff, wide open. Brought down from behind by Bobby Bryant. I could have hit him that time.
Well, I'll tell you what, there'll be some defensive coaches running that play back and forth, Say, wait a minute, guys, how many times have we gone over that coverage? He's coming into the inside.
First down, goal to go for the Raiders. Pete Banaszak. Banaszak's in. Touchdown. The veteran has 2 touchdowns. There goes the ball up in the stands. He'll be fine. He doesn't care. He gets more money and they'll fine him.
All right.
15 grand if they hold on to their win. So the Raiders score again. Their first touchdown of the second half. 33 passes attempted today by Tarkington. 16 completion. That's the actual number here. I imagine we have some no-shows.
Hit him right in the numbers. There's another little quick flip. Look out.
There
he goes.
is.
Goodbye.
Off. Willie Brown on his way.
Goodbye,
Willie Brown, the veteran. He waited for that one. 14 years Willie's waited, and he scored a Super Bowl touchdown. Look at the Raiders come on the field. The whole squad is going over there.
Well, they love Willie. He's been there for a long time.
Look at him mobbing.
You're right. He sat back. They were waiting for that little dink out to the outside, trying to look at that guy, Willie Brown.
14 years. Watch him grab this one.
Well, it was almost picked off by Hendricks before he got out to Brown. He was trying to hit Semi White on a little quick square out. There's nothing to it. No foot race there. There's Friend made a little move after him. Sure did. A lot of people thought that they used it up against Cincinnati, too. You know, I don't think he made it.
They stopped him.
Yeah.
That's Monty Johnson sliding over. They hit Chuck Foreman. Of course, they had a narrow escape against New England in the playoffs, scoring with 10 seconds to go to squeeze by that one.
I think it's unfair when, you know, a lot of people say, well, the best teams are not in the Super Bowl. I disagree with that because they all play the same rules, same kind of situation, same deal, and the 2 teams that wind up here deserve it. Hey, there he is.
That's the job. That's the toughest job Oakland's had today. Lifting John Madden up. They got him up there. 250 pounds. Off they go. And the Raiders have won the Super Bowl championship. They are the world champs, and they did it most decisively and very impressively with a final score, Oakland 32 and Minnesota 14.
Super Bowl 11, the Oakland Raiders versus the Minnesota Vikings. From the outset for the Oakland Raiders, professional sports outstanding organization, there was never a question about the Super Bowl. This game, this season, this league, this decade belonged to the silver and black. Raider might was undeniable early, but Minnesota got life, blocking a punt deep in Oakland territory. But no panic, no break in Raider concentration and intensity. Just stop them now, get the ball back.
Tarkington gives to McClanahan. Stonewall. There's a scramble. There may have been a fumble. Oakland recovers. Holy Toledo.
Then 125 million people saw Clarence Davis follow guard George Beeler left. Behind the blocking artistry of Casper, Shell, Upshaw, Dalby, and Vela, Davis was en route to a 137-yard rushing day. The Raiders drew first blood after Dave Casper's catch was ruled out on an Earl Mann field goal. Next, Oakland boldly drove 64 yards to gain a 10-0 lead. Number 31, Carl Garrett, contributed key yardage. Fred Biletnikoff took the Raiders to the 1.
Bankston on the right side as a wing back. Stabler back to pass. A quick throw into the end zone. Casper, touchdown Raiders! Yasha Heifetz never played a violin with more dexterity than Kenny Stabler is playing the Minnesota Viking defense this afternoon in the Rose Bowl Stadium at Pasadena.
The worldwide audience now realized that time alone stood between these Raiders and complete domination of Super Bowl 11. From the one, Pete Banaszak punched it over. Meticulous design coupled with devastating blocking by backs and line alike powered the Raiders down the glory road. In the third quarter, Oakland moved farther ahead, 19-0, with an Earlman 40-yard field goal. Magnificent special teams, offense and defense. An electrifying, intimidating force in silver and black that now stands as history's best. In the words of syndicated columnist Jim Murray, these Raiders play football like commandos, jumping through skylights with machine guns blazing. Willie Hall intercepted on the Oakland 30. Just 4 plays and the turnover equaled touchdown. The long gainer coming from Stabler to Biletnikoff. Pete Banaszak scored again as the Raider assault rolled on relentlessly. Then defensive captain Willie Brown finished the scoring avalanche, 32-14.
And he looks and throws, intercepted by the Oakland Raiders. Willie Brown at the 30, 40, 50. He's going all the way. Old man Willie, touchdown Raiders.
We're number one. That's it. We're number one.